is Business and Economy Network.
Hello viewers, glad to know you're watching our program. Those of you watching us in faraway Abuja, Port Harcourt, Ilori, Kano, Kaduna, Sokoto, Asaba, Enugu, wherever you're watching outside the shores of Nigeria, it is your program. It still remains our program. It is Business and Economy Network. My name still remains Peter Nwoche. Well, today we are looking at two very unique industry reports. We are looking at Federation of Construction Industry, FOCI. These are companies that are made up of those that are into construction. And for the second lap, we are looking at also the automotive industry in Nigeria. It's going to be an interesting watch because we have various areas of Nigerians and non-Nigerians on the block for you today. I'll be back after this time, and please remain tuned.
In the bid to make Nigeria one of the biggest industrial nations in the world, we need to acknowledge the support of individual companies that are keeping industry giants on their toes. One such company, Ameco, which is an acronym for Arewa Metals Containers Limited, was created in 1968 by joint entrepreneurship efforts for steel fabrication in Nigeria. Throughout the years, Ameco has been the leading steel fabrication company for industrialists in the haulage business because most of the tanker containers on the highway have been built by them.
Well, Ameco is the acronym for Arewa Metal Containers Limited. It was a company that was established in 1968 as a joint venture between Nigerian and Italian entrepreneurs. Actually, then that was the infancy of the petroleum industry in Nigeria. So they thought it wise as entrepreneurs to set up this company, basically to be involved in producing steel products for both wet and dry cargo. And that had gone on since then. In 1973, they went to Kano, opened an office in Kano. But because of policies of the company at the point in time, they had to close the Kano office and presently back to where we are in Kaduna as just the main office. So as it is, we are just a steel fabricating company, and that's all.
The uniqueness of the company stems from its own people and processes. Ameco prides itself on the support of skilled artisans, competent enough to work anywhere in the world, having the ability to design and meet international quality required by ISO, seeing that the company itself is ISO certified. Ameco has been making sure that it deals with only registered professionals and will continue to do so in order to meet customers' demands. Special attention is paid upon cost, time and safety.
Well, the way we will look at it is basically we need to look at the people and the process. First, here in Ameco, one of the unique things, our unique selling point, is the high quality of artisans we have. And because Ameco spends a lot to train its artisans, so we have good artisans on ground and we continue to develop their skill, and that had kept us going. The other one is our ability to design our product ourselves. So we have the capability for engineering design of all our products. And Ameco also ensures the use of registered professionals, not only for the engineering product, it cuts across all departments of the company, because the use of professionals is key in the products we deliver. Because we are trying to meet our customers' requirement, we must ensure that they meet both the cost, time, health parameters and safety. So because of that, we are ensuring that professionals are used in our organization, and that has really helped. The other one is our efficiency in assembly, because in terms of assembly we are fairly efficient, so we can cut on time and deliver our product faster to our customers, even though challenges are there. So those have been unique. And to cap it up, we are also an ISO certified company, because Ameco is certified by ISO, and that gives us an edge over most of the fabricators you have around.
Because Ameco is highly rated, the company is able to market its products worldwide. Ameco has been known to be a global player, always in compliance with international standards, which makes the company attractive to other global players, who in turn approach Ameco for partnerships.
Well, that is a dream. because that is what every Nigerian company should aspire, because that is what ISO is, for you to be able to market your product across all continents. Ameco did not just sit to pursue those dreams. First, the collaboration with SON, because Ameco had said Nigeria has the capacity to also supply products and deliver products even to the West African sub-region and beyond. So one of the things we need to do first was to ensure that we have a company in place that can be a global player. And if you want to be a global player, you need to ensure that your production processes meets international standard, and one of that was ISO. And so we tried to certify our process to ISO 9001-2008, even though it was challenging then for a company again in the north, considering the insecurity situation, which I've always told people. For us, I'm glad you are here now. We are running this interview. So these are things that really governed our decision. And we want to thank God that at least we are not doing badly. We are still standing since 1968.
Clients of Ameco are mainly for the private sector, because the management seeks to be creative by paying due attention to the other end of the market. So its clients also include commercialized segments of government. Practically, most oil and gas companies have worked with Ameco, and the company's activities span across all states of the Federation.
If you are in Nigeria, basically the biggest buyer in the market is government. So you expect that your major customer will be government. In the case of Ameco, I think the reverse is the case. Our customers are actually from the private sector, even though we have one or two little government patronages. Because I also want to put on record, I think Ameco pioneered the fabrication of press-safe tanks in this country. And that is why if you go to the Federal Ministry of Water Resources, you hear about Ameco standard or equivalent, which could also compete with the Braithwaite tanks. So what Ameco has done over the years is look at the other end of the market, which is the private sector. So as I speak to you, most of our customers are from the private sector, especially in the oil and gas sector. We have customers that cut across from, even though we do a lot of things also with the Nigerian, the NNPC, we do a lot of things with NNPC, but we try to look at them because they are a commercialized unit of government, so we do business with them. We have companies like Total, we have companies like Mobil, we have private companies, Major Oil, Sharon Petroleum. We've done some business with some state government, Sokoto state government, Plateau state government, Taraba state government, Kwara state government. We've gone actually far, Lagos State Water Corporation, because of the products we do. Our products you actually find on Nigerian roads. First is the haulage tanks. There is nowhere you pass, at least if you have to drive from here to Abuja, that you will not pass a tanker that is built by Ameco. If you have to travel any route in this country, you must see a tank built by Ameco, because it's been there over the years since 1968. And I can tell you, we have on record tanks that were built as way back as 1968 that are still plying Nigerian roads as I speak to you. So our customer base is fairly broad, but basically they are majorly in the private sector. And we have kept at that because the challenges are easier, you can interface easily. It's just our own business strategy, and it had worked for us. Though, like I did mention with some of the companies I mentioned, the organizations I mentioned, we do some things with government, especially sanitation equipment, because we do a lot with Abuja Environmental Protection Board. So you see our products there.
Federation of Construction Industry, FOCI, is responsible for coordinating construction companies in Nigeria. For example, FOCI can help Nigeria get free from the trouble of building collapse if clients make sure that the construction company they choose to carry out their projects is a member of FOCI. FOCI investigates managerial capability before inducting member companies into its fold. They make sure that new members have been certified okay by at least 3 existing members. This move helps to ensure that new members play by their rules all the time. Fortunately, no member of FOCI has been involved in the issue of collapsed buildings.
As president of FOCI, Federation of Construction Industry, umbrella of under which companies like Julius Baja, Dantata, Sawo, Setraco, and all the big shots are under. Everybody is concerned about the collapse of structures. I've always said it and I will repeat it. People are always talking only about the construction of the collapse of buildings. But it's not only building that is collapsing. Maybe because the immediate effect is on a human being, or it's on our properties, it's on our things. That's why we are feeling that one more, which is just very sudden. But they are collapsing the structure like roads, bridges, all other things that are even more expensive to build than the building. So everybody, not even only because I'm the president of FOSI or the chairman and chief executive of SNM, but every reasonable human being as a Nigerian should be concerned about the effect of collapse of any structure, not only building. And that is why from time to time we try to advise government that, because if you check the collapse of structures, building and road inclusive, you find out that there is no member of the Federation of Construction Industry, FOSI, that has been involved in any of these shoddy jobs. No one. There are over 25 in number that the companies have mentioned. So if we go through the proper channel, we employ the proper firm, construction company, to do the job that we want them to do, I am telling you, my brother, this collapse of structures will be a thing of the past. When we get to award contract to a pocket man, that is a briefcase contractor, somebody who just by chance you walk to the ministry and then you are able to get the job, and you are not even after doing a quality job or not after the job, but you are after your pocket, then we will continue to see the collapse of building. But then let me quickly add, some of the structures that are collapsing, you know very well that they are not just of recently done. Few are when they are constructing them, but the major ones are maybe like if you go to Lagos, houses that they have built for like 10, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, and because of weather and all of that thing, some of the structural elements cannot hold them again. For sure, even in the villages, you will see now. Like my own father in the house in the village, that was done with it's a story building with a mud and other things like that. When the thing, you know, weather and all these things, rainfall hitting it, that definitely is going to collapse. And if somebody or people by chance are still living in such dilapidated houses, then what can you say? So that is just what that everybody is concerned about, collapse of building structures and all these things. Even road is even worse, because for a typical road, they are designed to last for a length of period, maybe for 20, 25 years. That is the lifespan of a road. But if you construct that type of road and it's not even 1 year or 2 years and the whole thing failed, then that is collapse. It has collapsed, and it's going to take government a lot of money to build it back. So these are wastages in the industry that we are now coming out to say we don't want this thing to continue.
FOSI's members are always Nigerian construction firms who have carved a niche for themselves. They take pride in showing that they are able to take on a wide variety of projects and to show the general public and stakeholders that they are able to perform as well as expatriates. FOSI at present time encourages members to display their strengths when it comes to handling small projects that are specialized. These could include plumbing or wiring of new buildings, laying of foundations for new edifices, etc.
I would say there's a level playing field. If we compare it to a football match, let's compare it to a football match, for instance. If I pick the top teams of the world and take them to the World Cup, and I bring somebody from somewhere that has not had enough time to practice, you'll be sure that there will be only a level where that person can get to. In as much as the rules are the same, it's the same rule for both the big player and the small player. Each player has to develop the skills and has to play out his best. In FOSI, we admit both Nigerian. You'll even find with the indigenization decree, we are basically Nigerian. Some might have some level of foreign influence, but our companies are basically Nigerian companies. But if you're talking of the one-man startup businesses, in construction, there are different roles for different people. There's a job that can only be done by those that have the expertise of hundreds of years in the in construction, because of the kind of expertise that is required. But even within that job, there are smaller jobs that can be done by younger organizations or companies that don't have that amount of expertise. So I believe there's a level playing field. Each person, each organization can actually carve a niche for itself and be a perfect at doing what it does. We have some of our members that all they do roofing sheets, and that is their specialization. We have some members that all they do is they do foundations. They prepare foundations for others. So when you're talking about any kind of foundation, you know, oh, I have to go to XYZ to get my foundations right. That is specialization. What I would love to see our Nigerian, our younger startups focus on are those small jobs that the bigger companies actually don't have time for, and the jobs that they're begging to be taken. You are looking at plumbing works. We have challenges. Why can't we be good at this? We've had issues of some organizations saying, oh, they had to cross our borders to West African nations to get good tilers. Why? Can we say that within Nigeria we don't have those expertise? Now, that's not talking about the core engineering skills, but I do believe that the field is level, no matter where it's being played. It now depends on the player to make sure he's ready to play the game right.
FOSI is an employer group for the construction industry. The association advocates for member companies so that they can operate within the construction laws and requirements. This helps to make sure that small construction firms are even compliant, because like the big firms, they too are required to play by the rules.
Okay. Federation of Construction Industry, as the name states, is like an employer group for the construction industry. That is to say, when we are talking about labor relations, we sit in with the labor union to negotiate terms and conditions of service on behalf of our members. Apart from that, yes, we are into advocacy. One of our cardinal objectives is to advocate on behalf of our members to ensure that we protect their interests and they can operate at optimum basis within the laws of the land. Now, so in that respect, we can say yes, we're a lobby group for the construction industry. Unfortunately, you find that the challenge we face is that many of the smaller organizations or smaller construction companies don't bother to join FOSI, but they will still benefit from whatever goodies FOSI is able to achieve from the government and from the organized labor. It's a challenge we're facing now. Shows that many of the smaller construction companies don't have organized labor, so they don't play by the rules. The bigger ones have organized labor. Those within our fold play according to the rules, pay the right amount, pay the right wages to their workers, go by the standard rules, standard labor rules, and follow the law as much as possible. This sometimes puts them at a disadvantage, because they are going to bear a higher cost for doing business than the one-man business by the roadside who can cut corners. Our members cannot cut corners.
In an age where technology has simplified almost everything for humans and has also spearheaded infrastructural development, there is still the nagging problem of substandard delivery of infrastructural projects in Nigeria. There are so many issues that require attention, yet Savant Construction is able to carry out construction projects all over Nigeria in different capacities.
Savant Construction was established in 1981. We have carried out different capacity of projects and within all the corners of the nation, from the north to the south and everywhere else. So far, we are expanding and growing.
The built industry is one area where constant attention should be given to proper designs, implementations, and the use of high standard materials, so that the end users of edifices or structures could be safe and enjoy these facilities for a long time. In view of this, Severn Construction has the habit of delivering projects on time and makes sure that these projects are of good quality.
We deliver on time and quality from the biggest to the smallest companies within the nation.
The construction firm stays at the top of technology trends and makes sure it expands by training indigenous workers to upgrade their skills to measure up to international standards. Yet, the objective of Severn Construction is to maintain local manpower and encourage foreign direct investments for Nigeria.
Yes, they are. They've been using it from a lot of projects, and so far it's successful. Well, based on technology, the way it's improving in the world outside, we're trying to expand and train locals to try and adopt to international standards. Well, from our own point of view, we are trying to maintain our local manpower, right? And within our community or society, yes, there are lacks, but we also try and put the positive parts again to encourage others again to come and invest. The biggest market in Africa now, which is Nigeria. This kind of thing.
On safety measures, Severn Construction does not lag behind. Once a year, members of staff receive safety-related training, and every week they engage in what is known as Safety Week. Furthermore, each staff is fully protected within the firm's standard. Above all, what makes the firm to be sustainable is the unique relationship that the management cultivates with customers. Apart from pleasing investors, customers are welcome on board, and feedback from customers are often received with appreciation, while complaints are treated with the utmost urgency.
Regarding the safety aspect, once a year we have training for all our staff, and we have a safety week that is carried out, and we also, each of our staffs are PPE protected, right from top to bottom, from the entrance of the gate. And we have a safety officer that's his job to monitor all the workers are within our standard. Well, the reason why we are surviving is because of the relationship we always establish with our customers, right? It's not only a business relationship. We try and bring our customers on board the company as a family member, right? We're close with them and always follow-ups, find out if they have complaints, issues, for us to improve again.
Well, viewers, this is where time will permit us. I want to say thank you. Definitely, anything that has a beginning definitely must come to an end. I've always said this to you. If you can conceive it in your heart, definitely is achievable. These are the landmark stories of all these companies we have been showing, and those we intend to show. It's just to encourage you, to let you know that with determination, perseverance, and focus, definitely you can achieve success. I'll be with you again same time next week, God's willing. See you at the top.